One. Okay. All right, here we go. We're connected. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another live trading room here with Lachlan from Samurai Day Trading for another European market trading session. I do have a question. Is anyone interested in a US market trading session as well? I'm just curious. I'm asking. If you are, let us know. We're looking into that, so we might do something interesting for you guys. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to have our live trading room session with Lachlan today, as according to what Lachlan is saying, is very, very, very chill right now in the European markets. Everything seems to be very calm. But as we all know, these sessions are full of surprises, and sometimes we expect one thing and then a completely different outcome is happening. So without keeping you guys waiting, oh, I see Eddie there saying yes. So okay, we're gonna have a look into that. But guys, meanwhile, enjoy the European market session here with Lachlan, and I will see you towards the end again.
Sounds great. Hi, guys and girls. Lockie here. Hope you're magic. Welcome. As we are going to get started, let me throw this over here on the left-hand side for you. And I say left-hand side, I'm going to throw it over on a different screen. As the reason being, as Arlen has suggested, and as I always say, guys, a big thank you to TTP for having us, guys, on Thursday. It was very, very exciting discussions about also providing you with a US Open, guys, US Open trading session, which will be really, really good fun. The US Open is incredible to trade, guys. Ironically, I wrote a trading plan for the US Open. Klaus, how are you? Wrote a trading plan, guys, for the US Open in 2009, and that trading plan is still working. So the US Open is quite a monstrous opportunity, there's no doubt. So guys, we're going to roll through the slides pretty quick today. The reason being is the market is suspiciously quiet. And I'll show you what I mean when we get into it. So first and foremost, as we are going live today, we are recording, we're doing all that kind of stuff. So welcome to the LTR trial. My name's Lockie, guys. I'm going to guide you through the charts today. We're going to be focused on the European Open. As no doubt you are aware, there are many trading sessions that we can trade. As some of you may be aware that, again, the company that I'm with, Samurai Day Trading, has a US closed live trading room as well. That's going very, very well. And there's lots of rumors about a US Open live trading room. The US close is immaculate to trade, but can you imagine if we add a US Open to that as well? So we'll keep you a little bit posted on that. Now, that being said, ladies and gents, we are going to be trading futures and CFDs today. I've got to highlight to everybody that that does involve risk. Now, ironically, there's two risks. So hello, everybody. There's two risks of trading. There's risk of making money and also losing money. Today, we're going to focus on making money. Ultimately, what does that mean? We're professional risk controllers. That's all we do. That's all we've done since 2009 is control risk. And mind you, if you control your risk well, then normally you end up with a really, really lovely result. Now, guys, because we are going to be trading either futures, I'll be on futures today. Some of you are on CFDs. There is a margin. That means we borrow money every time we take a trade. That means that, guys, our losses can be larger. Our wins can be larger. So once again, risk control is important. As everything we do today is general information only. The past performance of any financial product now, guys, in the strictest jurisdictions in the world can't be used as an indication of future performance. As each day I do post on Instagram, again, my daily execution out of the live trading room. Some days that is very impressive. Other days it's not so impressive. The reason I say that is we are not only trying to call trades and analyze multiple markets, but execute live trades at the same time, which I suggest has some challenges. Now, guys, market risk factors. Today we're going to be trading over the internet. What does that ultimately mean, guys? There will be inaccuracies in what we do. Now, sometimes that works in your favor. Other times it doesn't work in your favor. So just be aware, guys, at the end of the day, trading over the internet does carry an additional layer of risk. Now, quick intro, guys, of me. Basically, I'm the head coach at Samurai Day Trading out of Singapore. Guys, not only am I the head coach, but I wrote all of the trading algorithms. So the reason that we do what we do, as I've been in trading for a long time, I'll run through the history in a sec. Suffice to say, guys, I spent 15 years in the army. If you don't mind the pun, guys, I'm a pretty straight shooter when it comes to trading. There's certain versions of trading in the world that work very well. There's other versions of trading that simply don't work. I said what you've got to be very, very careful of in the game of trading is that you're not actually trading a market that can be manipulated against you while you're trading. So that's why I'm a futures trader. As I trade directly to and from the futures exchange, there's no one in the way. There's no one to manipulate the market against me. And as a result, I can be really, really good at this thing called trading, and I can teach people how to do the same thing. As I quite often get asked the question, why do you teach trading? Let me be super clear. I teach trading because professional trading is a very, very lonely game. If you sit here at your computer by yourself, it's a very lonely game. But I also enjoy the opportunity to spread, dare I say it, truth about trading. But there's two kinds of markets in the world. You've got to be very, very careful which one you trade. And at the same time, literally since I joined the army to help people. I was a lifesaver to help people. Now I'm a dad that appears to be a full-time help people project. So I actually really, really enjoy it. Guys really enjoy the process of teaching and learning, which is good fun. Guys, now speaking of that, guys, my history is over there on the left-hand side. In terms of teaching and learning, guys, my latest book is called Brokers Exposed, where we talk about how brokers, particularly Forex brokers globally, manipulate markets, and guys, how they manipulate markets, how they sort of hide that manipulation so you don't think you're being manipulated. That's okay. We don't use brokers, guys. We don't use OTC brokers or over-the-counter brokers, guys, as futures traders. So that's one of the biggest differences between futures and basically everything else. Now, I was a Forex trader, guys, in 2007, switched to futures trading as soon as I discovered that futures trading did not involve brokers, guys, and effectively, guys, my career has grown from there. Which has been really good fun. It was really, really good fun indeed. Now, further to that, guys, if you want to follow what we're doing, guys, we've got Instagram is running currently at I Love Trading, guys. We've got Samurai Day Trading YouTube channel. There's a video put up every day, guys, about what we do in the US closed live trading room, but what we also do in the European open live trading room. So please, guys, please go crazy there. We've got over 1,300 subscribers now, guys. There's a lot of people watching what we do. And that's because at the end of the day, guys, our goal is to get really, really good results, all right? So how do we get those results? First thing, all the way down the bottom, guys, we let the market do the heavy lifting. So that basically means that the market is going to generate the signal for us, and then we're going to take advantage of that signal. Now, the beauty of the signals, there is no room for interpretation, guys. There's a lot of opinions out there about, oh, I would trade this, or I would trade that, or I would use this indicator, I would use that indicator. We basically developed all of our own indicators in early 2009 to get away from all of the noise, guys, all of the noise about people telling you what to do and how to do it and why to do it. And what we're going to focus on today, guys, is 10 signals that we'll be hunting. The market's going to generate the signals for us. But that's why I said I'm a little bit concerned. I was a bit concerned today as I look at the other charts. I'm concerned that the market is suspiciously quiet. Now, literally, it's almost like it's sneaking up on us. So we've got a number of filters to make sure it doesn't sneak up on us, which is very important. And guys, primarily the wows over there on the left-hand side, that's what we're going to focus on today. So all the way down the bottom, ABC and step, very important. Ratios and candle dominance, incredibly important. Guys, all the way up to the top, CSA stands for candlestick analysis. Again, we are going to let the market tell us when to trade. It's a very, very important point. Guys, the reason we do that was we're ultimately handing responsibility over to the market. So if we have a losing trade, ultimately it has nothing to do with us. It's just the market giving us a bit of a misdirection, which is fine. Guys, today we're going to do the European Open on a normal day, guys, with volumes up around 50,000. We pick up around about 12 to 15 trades. Today, just be aware the volume is down at 34,000. So the volume is quite quiet. That means we're probably looking at around about 9 or so trades throughout the trading session today. What does it mean? It could be a little bit quiet, but don't let me don't let me jinx the session. It could be a little bit quiet. It's a great opportunity to ask questions if it is a quiet session. Now, again, US close, guys. That's the other live trading room we currently run. If you want to be part of that, guys, simply just go to the Samurai website and subscribe. As they normally pick up around about 17 to 20 trades. So they pick up a lot more trades than us. Guys, it moves a lot faster and it is a lot more volatile and produces much bigger targets. As I think 2 days ago, guys, to give you an idea, 2 days ago, we picked up around about 1,000 ticks. So 1,000 ticks in the session. a good European Open session, we might pick up 40 to 60. Guys, in the US close, they picked up 1,000. That'll give you an idea of the difference in the sessions. Guys, now both of those, the European Open guys and US close, both of those are featured on the on the YouTube channel. Guys, so please don't be shy. Go and have an explore and see what you can come up with. So guys, why do we use an LTR? Ultimately, at the end of the day, supported traders normally make far more successful traders. So we're going to follow 4 key principles, guys. We're going to go for profit first, education second. Please be aware that a number of people have been trading with me already for around about 12 years, so they're quite experienced at what we do. As we do run at a plus 90% strike rate, so understanding that we are going to be looking for dual chart trading today. What does that mean? We want the S&P to agree with the NASDAQ and vice versa. As if we're going to be taking trades, it's a really, really awesome way, guys, to hunt these markets with incredible accuracy. So what I'm going to do is we're going to jump into the charts. I've prepared these for you. What we will also do, guys, let me just get rid of a couple of browsers in the background. I'm also going to turn this camera off, guys, so it doesn't cover up the charts. So let me get rid of that one there, and we're ready to rock and roll. I'm just going to break that chart out for you. Perfect. So hello to everybody that's saying hello. Hope you guys are absolutely magic, guys and girls. So good morning, good evening, good afternoon, guys, wherever you are in the world. Now, first things first, guys, you can see my charts are pretty busy. Again, I've gone through the PowerPoint as quickly as possible because, again, the market is very, very suspiciously quiet, guys, very suspicious. Now, we'll go to the bottom right-hand corner, guys. First and foremost, guys, ECB. So the ECB news is on tonight. That's at 9:30 p.m. Tokyo time. So there's an ECB press conference. As just to keep everybody informed, there's a lot of people very, very concerned about the developments regarding Russia and Ukraine. Right? There's also a lot of concern about the viability of the European budget. Right, so we've got very, very large European news at 9:15 p.m. Tokyo tonight. Right, you've got high impact US news at 9:30 p.m. Tokyo tonight. You've got the ECB press conference starting at about that time, and people are very, very concerned, guys, that the European Union is basically falling to pieces. So there's a lot going on geopolitically that will weigh into our charts very heavily. I'll run through that for you in a second. Now, S&P volume was normally coming into this session. We're sitting at 50,000 today. We're sitting at 35,000. So already the global volume, guys, is starting to get a little bit low, guys, and that's because the institutional traders are holding back on the big trades simply because they don't know which direction the news is going to go today. Now, speaking of that, guys, down here on the FESX, we're 3 phases down on the 60-minute chart. Now, let me show you the 60-minute chart. So what we mean by 3 phases down, right? 3 phases down, we've got a really lovely selling phase here. We've got a lovely selling phase there and another selling phase here. Now, that formation, guys, that formation coming into the European Open normally means buy signals, all right? So we call this 3 steps and a stumble, where the market gives us 3 beautiful selling phases, then the sellers stumble, and then it turns around and goes up the other way. Now, the deal with that, though, guys and girls, and again, we've got to be very, very careful. As much as we can do technical analysis on what we think the market's going to do, as at the end of the day, and as Arlen suggested as we came in, we got to be very, very careful, guys. We don't come into a trading session with a preconceived ideal as to what the market is likely to do. Right? The market will do whatever it wants to do, as there could be some unexpected news coming out, or there could be some people speculating very early as about what the ECB is going to be saying in their press conference. So we just got to be a little bit careful today. The way to be careful for the European traders is we'll wait for the OSR to be set, and then we'll look for a really good trade. If you're going to be trading the opening candle, guys, or waiting for that opening candle to tell us what the instos are thinking, then you'd be looking for a close of that opening candle before we make a decision on what Europe is doing. Now, another point, guys, about the European Open is normally Europe decides what the Americas are going to do. And again, that will be a volume thing. So I'll draw your attention, guys, down to the FESX on the 5-minute chart. Okay, so down here on the FESX, at the moment, it's not open yet, so we can't really do sort of detailed volume analysis, but these guys are sitting at 225 on the current candle. The S&P is sitting at 281. All right, so already it would appear before the European Open that the US has more of a sway over Europe, but we are also in the European pre-market. So we've just got to be careful as we don't put too much weight into that analysis until the market actually opens properly. Now, what we do need to be aware of, guys, what we do need to be aware of, again, on the daily chart. So again, we do this analysis every day. So at this point in time, guys, the buyers stole the stair step, then the sellers stole it back. So we're basically looking at long range reversals to the high side. This is the reversal long we spoke about yesterday, right? So again, classic daily static bar reversal long, as it's built off the back of that 4 strength rated candle. So many of you can see this candle's got a 4 strength rating. That is a very, very strong sign the market is reversing. They normally reverse as per the rule of 3 for 3 days, which is 1, 2, 3. So this is the third day. This is the third day of a potential up move. However, the buyers, as they're doing, guys, on the European markets and also the US markets, the buyers are losing steam. All right. So over here on the left-hand side, guys, bottom left-hand corner, I've said here the daily buyers are running out of steam. So the daily buyers are running out of steam everywhere, right in time for super high impact news announcements. Now, this brings up a really important point. Now, we've spoken about this a number of times, but the European market, guys, the way it's designed, it can't leave gaps in the market. Right? So can everybody see down here, you've got a price gap. So literally a big gap in the market. And if you cruise down here, you've got another gap in the market, goes down here. These gaps need to be closed. Right now, that means that the FESX in this case is going to have a correction and head down around about the 4,900 mark. Now, that is a huge correction. As now, I've been saying this for a number of weeks now. That correction will be triggered by negative geopolitical news. All right, it won't be negative financial news like, oh, the Eurozone's run out of money. It'll be a negative geopolitical announcement. In saying that, over the last 10 to 12 years, the massive corrections like that, and that is a big correction in the market, it's always been geopolitical. All right, so we'll have to watch out for that. Now, further to that, down to the 4-hour chart, we do have to be aware, that the FESX, which is generally the highest volume market of the day, guys, in this trading session, they've opened in a 4-hour short. The FDAX has also opened in a 4-hour short. Now, for the 4-hour short to trigger on the FDAX, guys, which is sitting here at 290, for that to trigger, normally we need to buy above that in the cash market before we then turn around and sell the market down. So what I'm expecting, guys, but again, don't put a trade on now before the market opens. What I'm expecting is the market to buy first. I'm not expecting that buying to last very long. And then I'm expecting a bit of a sell down, okay, right across the board. Now, I don't think the sell down is going to go that far. Now, when I say that, there is a caveat. There is a caveat. Just hold on 1 second. Just wait, guys. I'm going to turn mics around. Okay, the caveat is this. If the US markets decide they're going to run south, over here on the bottom left-hand corner, we've got a daily static bar reversal short on the S&P 500. All right, so it looks like the American markets are eyeing off very, very heavy shorts. Now, the key with the very, very heavy short is if we close below, guys, below this daily SBR point here, if we close below that and ultimately below the pre-bottom and ultimately below this Fibonacci, guys, both the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 are going to run. Now, what we've got, as in run down, okay, run down pretty hard. What we've got to be aware of, guys, is the S&P 500 is in or potentially in a daily short. All right, we know the exact number of that daily short, okay, 5937. They've come down here and romanced it once. They've come and romanced it again. They've also romanced it during the Singaporean session. So effectively, if we get a candle that closes outside the range of that, guys, we're not going to go short instantly. What we're going to do is wait to see what the institutional response is, and that will be the push, retrace, reject, guys. Always has been, always will be. Now, the NASDAQ, guys, its daily short is at 21640, right? That's a very, very, very long way down. So what we have, 21640, let me show you, it's all the way down here. Like this is a huge move. Right? So let's put it there. We'll put it there. I don't think we're going to get there, guys. I don't think we're going to get there. But the reason I raise that for the American-based traders or those that want to trade America is that you now have charts in conflict. All right. Now, the key with charts in conflict is normally if we have charts in conflict, as we do, because again, the S&P is about to trigger big daily shorts. The NASDAQ is not. Guys, it means the S&P 500 will be in charge of the NASDAQ today. All right. So if they trigger the short, the daily SPR short, they get below this pivot, guys, very, very important pivot, this pre-bottom. If they get below that and hold below it, guys, we're going to get big shorts, right? Big shorts. If they push down, guys, which is absolutely classic European Open, they push down, get stuck at Fibonacci, and then push back the other way, we're probably going to get longs that will run for around about 35 to 40 minutes. So we're going to have to be a little bit on our knife edge today because the volatility is low, the volume is low, the markets are kind of literally creeping through the night trying to work out what they're going to do with the potential news. There'll be a whole lot of people out there in the world also trying to second guess what the news announcements are going to be. And may I suggest, second guessing news announcements is probably not a very smart, probably not a very, very smart hobby. As also second guessing news announcement. That's when you might have heard the expression, guys. That's when fundamentals become funny mentals, because those people that try and second guess news normally get it wrong. Because even if the numbers are positive, the market can turn negative. Okay, so that's just the way it rock and rolls. Now, up here to the NASDAQ, guys, up here to the NASI, couple of things to take into account. So the NQ is 4 phases down on the 60-minute chart, right? So the NQ is looking to buy. I'm hoping that's not the end of the buying, guys. Obviously, our Fibonacci is spot on. I've drawn the box on the chart, guys, because for around about an hour and a half, we were stuck inside this price range. So we've got to be very careful, guys. There is clearly a Fibonacci extension reason why they're stuck inside this price range. So if we do push down on European Open, they try to break outside this box and get rejected. Guys, there is a long, if you trade a static bar reversal long, you can see here, SBR indicator says this is an incredible signal. It's already resulted in the market moving up about 60 ticks to the high side. So if we do go back down and you do trade European Open, you're looking to trade that static bar reversal. Okay, so we'll just put a little one on that. Guys, now we've spoken about ECB. I'll just double check our numbers, guys. So numbers are building. Most importantly, guys, ECB, if you are trading later tonight, we'll get rid of that. If you are trading later tonight, guys, be very, very careful of these news announcements. Also, guys, for those that are part of Samurai already, guys, your FX index and commodity trade alert service has been launched today. Okay, so I'm already getting pings on my phone saying, please buy the market, please sell the market. Guys, I did ask a fair few questions on that, guys, over the last 24 hours. So the trade alert service runs on Telegram, guys, runs on the app Telegram. And basically every time our algorithms pick up a high probability larger chart trade, like 60-minute chart, 4-hour chart, daily chart, it'll send you a message saying, hey, if you're anywhere near your computer, probably a good idea you're going to have a look at the charts. So what it doesn't do, is just to be super clear, what it doesn't do is it doesn't give you a trade entry price. It just says to you, here's a great opportunity. If you're a Forex trader, for example, the Swissie's about to go down or the Euro's about to go up, and it goes from there. Mark, we are working through the requests at the moment. So it'll take about 24 hours to work through all of the requests because everybody's got to be manually loaded into Telegram. Eventually, it will be fully automated inside the members area, but at this stage, it's a manual process. So yeah, everybody's on the way. Everybody's on the way. So guys, now again, speaking of the FESX, so we know these guys are in a 4-hour static bar reversal short, right? So just focusing in on Europe, guys, as we come closer to the open. These guys are in a 4-hour static bar reversal short. If they fail to trigger, and the short we need to be really careful of, guys, is that 6-rated short just here. If Europe can't trigger that short and really run, guys, this may end up being a swing trigger long, right? So if Europe does decide to buy, right, and the key level at this point in time, key level on FESX will be 5,410, right? So let's have a look. Okay, 5,410. I would not be surprised at all, guys, if Europe pushes up to 5,410 and stops, Wouldn't be surprised at all. 5410 is a 4-hour swing trigger long. Okay, so we'll just keep an eye on that, guys, as we come into European Open. I agree with you, Steve. So, Steve, the weekly 90% is causing absolute havoc. It is. Yes, I'm just reading Steve's comment, guys. He's big into Elliott, which is fantastic. Yeah, I agree with you, mate. So what we're going to do, guys, is, again, at the moment, this is a really, really good point, guys, as we cruise towards the Open. So around about 4 minutes. I've drawn my Fibonacci up to catch these guys on the way down. All right. So you can see these multiple phases of movement on the 60-minute chart. Absolutely brilliant. If we do run, guys, to the high side, it's typically the 15-minute chart fib that the 5-minute chart traders will initially get caught at. All right. So if I was to draw this Fibonacci down, if I draw a Fibonacci from there to there, I'm going to color it purple, because if the buyers do get a wriggle on, guys, they're probably going to fail at the normal Fibonacci's they fail at. Okay, so we'll put that on. At this point in time, guys, if we were to move up around about the 78.6, so that you've got a couple of twins here and a couple of twins there, if we were to move up there very early in the trading session and fail, guys, on both the US market simultaneously, then we'd be looking for a potentially really, really lovely short. All right, so at this point in time, as you're going to ignore the purples, just as a guide as to where the buyers are likely to go to. All right, so if we do get an early sell down on the NASDAQ and then we do pick up a buy signal, guys, that is a 4-point turning. Is that a 4-point turning bar? No, almost a 4-point turning bar. My focus would be trying to pick up this long shortly after European Open, and I want to try and hold it. I'd like to try and hold it to a minimum of, double check, a minimum of here. All right, now for the FTX traders, so again, we'll just blow this out a little bit. We'll blow this out a little bit and we'll see what we're doing. At this stage, unlike yesterday, where it gave us the most immaculate Fibonacci extension to start our trading with, today, we don't have that. Now, there's a very good point, guys, about the FTX. I'm going to put this down the screen. Right, the FTX will normally chase the 50 fib on the 4-hour chart. Right, so just a little learning point. At this point in time, my Fibonacci on the 4-hour chart is drawn up to catch them on the way down, because we're currently in a 4-hour short. If the 4-hour short doesn't work and they buy the market, guys, then the 4-hour fib has actually got to be rotated back the other way. So at this point in time, my 4-hour chart fib is set to catch the sellers on the way down. So for the opening candle FTX traders, at this stage, they're probably going to go down. They're probably going to go down first. They're going to run out of steam. I would suggest, is there a better Fibonacci here? As there may be a better fib. All right, there may be a better fib. Let's go. No, I laugh. There's going to be 2 Fibonacci's here. I don't think this one is going to. I don't think this one's going to be in play today. All right, but again, our targets are down, or our target is down here at the 133. All right, so at this point in time, target, let me be super clear. The target to catch a reversal is all the way down here. I just don't think the market is that volatile today. So with 51 seconds until the gun goes, guys, my other option here is to do a tighter Fibonacci. I'm going to color it slightly differently so we don't get these ones confused. We'll go a green one. We won't need it on very long. Guys, but if the FTX does what it normally does, guys, it's going to sell down to these 133 fib extensions just here. Wouldn't it be amazing if they sell down, tag the 50 fib on the 4-hour chart, right? Tag the 50 fib. Is that the 50 or the 38? Let me just have a quick look. That is the 50 fib. Wouldn't it be amazing if they run down, tag a 133 in the 50 fib, turn around and reverse and go all the way back the other way? So I'll call you in and out, guys, as best as I possibly can. I think we're going to be relying pretty heavily today, guys, on the delta algorithm. The reason being is that's going to show us where the institutions are entering the market. Now, at the moment, guys, the sellers own the stair step on FDAX, so we are looking for buying-based reversals. Now, the buyers have stolen the stair steps, so we're looking for selling-based reversals. All of the Fibonacci work we just did, whoopsie, all of the Fibonacci work we just did has just expired on us. All right, so we'll get rid of those. That's fine. At this stage, we've closed the gap. So we've closed the gap on the FDAX, which is a very good start. Once again, if you are a pre-market reversal trader, you've gone climactic already. As if you do take pre-market shorts, as you're looking for a short at 287 with a first target of 282, that moved really quickly. So for those that do that trade, guys, it's a 287 for 282. That's obviously gone way beyond its target very quickly. Let me just have a look here. Real quick. That goes like that. Perfect. All right. Now, again, if you're going to, guys, if you've traded 287, so if you've traded 287 for 282 already, guys, that will have moved very fast. Oh, that's not what I want. So for those on the FDAX, guys, we're using a 5-point first target and risk control point. So if you're short of 587, guys, your first target is 582. Now, if you have not taken that trade already, as you would want the buyers to push in and create a higher high before getting hammered again. Right? Before getting hammered again. Note where the FESX has just gone to. I said, wouldn't it be interesting if they literally run straight to the 4-hour swing trigger long? Right? So if you've gone short on the FDAX already, Sheldon, nice work, mate. Well done. If you've gone short already, guys, you can go short again at that level, provided we're not in the last 90 seconds of the candle, provided the risk is not too much, provided the buyers re-show. Paul Williams, nice work, mate. Beautiful trade. Right, absolutely beautiful trade. Now, for the S&P and NASDAQ traders, okay, we've actually got an S&P 500 pop point here. Guys, what does it mean if we close over that pop point inside the European Open, which is where we are right now? We're probably going to see some buying. Okay, some pretty heavy buying actually. And hey presto, we said it was going to be a quiet session, and they're doing exactly the opposite to what we said they would. That's okay. So at this stage, FDAX, no more trades for you guys at this stage. No more trades for you guys. I'm going to get rid of that Fibonacci. So as soon as these guys start opening their intentions to us, we can start to plan what they're going to do for the trading session. All right, that is probably going to be a very good Fibonacci on the Euro. So the Europeans, wow, guys, they're establishing an incredible OSR here. Okay, so that's all right. We just let them roll. Let them roll. They're in 4 hours swing trigger long. Guys, so we are, we spoke about this, guys. We spoke about having to reverse our 4-hour fib back the other way to get a measure as to what they're doing. So no new signals, guys, no new signals, please, on the FDAX in the last 90 seconds. No new entries, guys, on any markets right across the board. Now, guys, I note with interest that the FDAX hit an all-time high last night. It was actually at the 150% daily extension. Right, let me just fix this typo. What does that ultimately mean, guys? If the buyers fail very early, on the European Open, guys, if we fail early on the European Open to the high side, we're going to pick up very, very large shorts. Very, very large shorts indeed. All right, now where's my pre-top? Well, we're way over, guys, way over that pre-top. So at this stage, guys, what we're going to do on FDAX, that has given us an absolutely stunning Fibonacci. It's exactly what it did to us yesterday. Guys, there's our Fibonacci. So what we're doing at this stage, guys, let's wait for the candle to close. Again, if we're going to pick up a climactic reversal short, guys, there's going to be 2 trades up for grabs for the FDAX traders. What we're going to do is we're going to look to trade, guys, underneath this green 76.4 Fibonacci once the buyers push up and create a higher high and fail. Guys, if they simply plummet to the downside, the entry is underneath this 133, which is at 308. Now, what I would prefer, guys, is the buyers push up, fail badly, and then you enter outside the range of the active candle, guys, as high as 310. Now, that 310 short trade, guys, is provided you trade an active candle. If you don't trade an active candle, you're going to wait for the candle to close, and you're going to then wait to basically take your trade. Now, this stage, guys, I'm missing an indicator which has disappeared off my chart, guys. I'm just going to bring on a volatility indicator. Okay, it's missing off the right-hand side of my chart. So I'm just loading an indicator, guys. That tells me what target to go for. Right, so at this stage, guys, your PVI, so the volatility indicator I'm looking for, guys, is here. Your volatility is very low. It's very, very low on FDAX. So that means, guys, a classic 5-point first target and risk control. Right, classic 5-point first target and risk control. We don't have a higher high yet. Guys, we don't have a higher high yet. Okay, I've got climactic volume warnings triggering on S&P 500 15-minute chart already. Now, this would suggest, guys, with extreme volume, I've already hit extreme volume on the S&P 15-minute chart. Guys, that means the S&P could be looking at a really lovely sell down. Okay, so let's just see. Still don't have my higher high, guys, on FDAX. I still don't have my higher high. So would you just be real? I did say this as we came in, guys, just be really, really careful today, guys and girls. Just be super careful. The markets will decide what they want to do. They will become very predictable very, very quickly. Very predictable very quickly. And then we will probably end up with a really lovely trade. Now, if we do pick up a short trade, guys, if we do pick up a short trade on the FDAX, we're actually looking to try and trade the market down to 287. So we're actually trying to trade the market down to 287. So what we're looking for, guys, is a really, really valid, sort of really, really powerful short trade. Because if we do get a really good short trade, it's going to go really, really well to the downside. It's going to go really, really well to the downside. Again, your long range targets, guys, I've just so you know, guys, I've just reversed off the 161.8 fib extension myself for a 5-point first target. So I've just literally reversed myself, guys, for a 5-point first target. I am expecting the FDAX to go down to 278 would be a really, really amazing long range target for those that trade long range targets. Okay, so if you trade a long range target, guys, 278, 279, incredible target to the downside. Now, at this stage, guys, we're approaching the last 90 seconds. Right? If you do trade off the 161.8 fib extension, your short's at 315, and you're obviously just going to drop it down for a 5-point first target. So if that is what you do, brilliant. As this delta here that we're about to engage, we want to engage that delta in the next candle, please. All right, so there is an algorithmic order, guys, or an algorithmic trade setting up on the FDAX at 305. So the key with that, we're going to be trading that inside the next candle. And what we're looking for is we want the candle to close basically where it is right now, which would be absolutely divine. What we then want is we then want the buyers to push back up, fail at the 133 fib extension, which is the FDAX's favorite number in the world. Guys, fail there, and then we're going to pick up that short there. Ironically, guess what that short is? Guys, it's the institutional orders selling under the 133 fib extension. Look at this. So just like the FDAX did for us yesterday, guys, it's been very, very kind with Fibonacci. If you have gone short under the 133, guys, because that's what you trade, you're looking at a 5-point first target, please. 5-point first target and risk control. Now, I've got nothing on the American markets just yet. Guys, now, again, just to be super clear, we can't short the NASDAQ while the S&P 500 is on the wrong side of a pivot. All right, so this is what we mean down here by dual market trades. So we're going to have to be very, very careful, guys, to make sure we get agreement on those US markets. Otherwise, we'll get caught, particularly on the wrong side of the NASDAQ. Okay, so 2 seconds to go, guys, on FDAX. Again, what we're looking for is the buyers to push the FDAX market up. Come on, get a wriggle on, please. We want the buyers to push up, guys. Get around these. That blue 133 would be absolutely incredible. So get up around the blue 133. Then we're looking to try and enter this delta. Don't panic order this one, guys. Just we're looking for the buyers to push up well above that delta entry at 305. So go on, get a wriggle on, please. Ideally, they're going to fail at Fibonacci. Guys, I'd give them one more push. Guys, give them one more push. We only want them to move from 305 to 300. Right. So, guys, regarding the push, retrace, reject principle, what we're going to do is we're going to put a Fibonacci over the top of this as a potential turning candle. What would be amazing is if we get a really lovely structured retrace, which is what they're currently doing. Guys, you want these buyers to push up and get absolutely belted. Guys, absolutely belted. Paul, well, beautiful trade, mate. Well done. So very exciting, guys, to be talking to TTP about a US Open live trading room. So we'll keep you posted on that, guys. The US Open is one of the most powerful sessions in the world to trade. I've got some incredible traders in that session. All right, FDAX, push, retrace, reject. If you guys are going short at 305, guys, your first target and risk control point with low volatility trading is going to be 24,300. Guys, I'd suggest again, we're not selling the NASDAQ, please, guys. We are not selling the NASDAQ. I think I said that. Guys, so sorry, I'm just being super clear with the NASDAQ traders. We can't sell the NASDAQ with the S&P 500 on the wrong side of a pivot. Right? This is really dangerous stuff. FDAX, I'd suggest you'll get paid in the next 26 seconds. Now, that's a bit of a test to see whether these guys are doing what they normally do. FDAX, you've got 15 seconds to show me some selling, please. Come on. 11, 10, no pressure. Come on. I might have bitten too much off on that one. Nice. So give them another 30 or so seconds. Now, for the NASDAQ traders, we are looking for dual market agreement. Nice. At this point in time, I've got very strong S&P 500 buyers, very strong buyers. I've got very strong buyers on NASDAQ. Nice. Very strong buyers on NASDAQ. That Fibonacci is going to have to come back the other way. FDAX, guys, again, please, 24,300 is your first target and risk control point. Boom. Should have given them 30 more seconds. There we go. So I was being a bit of a smartass, guys. So I should have given you slightly more time. But again, guys, okay, thank you. If you're short, guys, so my computer's talking to me. If you're short at 24305, guys, you've just gone through your target of 24,300. Guys, for the slightly more advanced traders, you're going to cut off your risk and you're going to try and trade down. Guys, might as well make it 280. All right, might as well make it 280, but please don't try and hold these FDAX trades for long distance at this stage, guys, because the volatility is so low. Petros, nice work, mate. Well done. Well done. Well done. Okay, so again, guys, NASDAQ, please be super clear. NASDAQ, we can't go short until the S&P 500 agrees, right? If we've gone short here, we would have just been smacked, guys. So again, avoiding losing trades is psychologically more important than getting winning trades. Right? So avoiding the losers is more important than getting winners. I've got to say. Now, Daxi, you guys are 55 seconds out from the close. At this stage, we're going to look to short the delta again. It's got to be inside the new candle, and the new candle buyers have got to create a higher high, fail at Fibonacci, and then come back down. Okay, so at this stage, as I would be looking for, so our OSR, guys, our OSR is set for the session. I would love to see, for the FDAX traders, I would love to see the buyers push through inside the next candle, fail at Fibonacci, and then we're going to hit the delta, same targets, same risk control, same everything. Okay. We now have a higher high on the 4-hour chart. So keep a very close eye on the retracement fibs. Yes, 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 yes. So, Nazi traders, you're being really careful. Higher high on the 4-hour chart now means that the Nasdaq and the S&P 500 are both in 4-hour swing triggers long. So again, FDAX, you're looking for a higher high. So we're looking for a higher high, please. What have we got here? That one looks like that. Okay, 4-hour chart. That one, that is correct. So I'd suggest this. Wow. Okay. The Nasdaq, if you're running the indicators in the background, I apologize, guys. I was on a different chart. That is a valid trade long. Can everybody see the one strength rating underneath the candle? If anybody has gone long on the Nasdaq because you had your 5-minute chart indicators showing, guys, that is 100% a valid, efficient long. All right. So if anybody's long, guys, on that one, particularly if you've got agreement with the S&P, let me just see what you guys are doing. You don't quite have agreement with the S&P, guys, but if you have gone long just based on Nasdaq's strength indicator, then that's obviously gone quite well. Now what we're looking is for these buyers to run out of steam, guys, on both US markets simultaneously. 2 runners, targets, 2-1 to what on Steve? Absolutely brilliant. So Steve is long on the Nasdaq. I trust from down here. That's an awesome trade, mate. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. All right, guys, higher high for the FTX traders. Let me just, yeah, you've got no counter fib issues here at all. Guys, you've got no counter fib issues. Some of you may have seen the higher high fail at the 161.8, which is where they failed it at open, and you may have gone short, guys, as we originally spoke at 315. Now, if you have gone short at 315, guys, they've already gone through 310, so you've already hit your first target. If you haven't gone short underneath that 161, guys, you would need the buyers to push up, create a brand new higher high, or you're going to grab the delta at 305 on DAX and go for 300. A couple of different ways around that. The FESX is about to set up a beautiful short, guys, so we might be going short. FDAX traders who are short at 305, guys, just a reminder, your short range target is 300. All right, I'll give them 43 seconds to get there now. Come on, Sweet Pea, you're now getting angry. Come on, get angry, get angry. You know you want to smash 24,300. Go on, if you go, please. So I would suggest, guys, the FTX traders who are short, if you are short on the delta, then it is very, very, very likely, guys, with the FESX doing what it's doing, that this market should, in a perfect world, sell back down to this 4-hour swing trigger down the bottom right-hand corner. Guys, if they do that, the FTX traders will have no issue pushing through 24,300. Volatility is low today, guys. Volatility is low. So please understand the FTX will take longer to pay you than it normally does. Guys, we've already seen that on the first signal. So just don't get nervous, guys. Don't get nervous. Just use that 5-point first target risk control point. You're on target already. Come on, Daxi. Punch, 24,300, please. Go on, punch it. Don't touch it. Punch it. Come on, please. It's normally got a lot more attitude than this. Right? Now, the long range target for the long range, come on, punch. The long range target traders, guys, you're still going to try and push it down to 280, please. All right, so FDAX has just gone through the 5-point target quite happily now. Guys, so anybody short on the delta again at 305, you've got out at 300. That's another 5-point trade. Petros, well done. Well done. So anybody short, guys, if you're trading the FDAX, you waited for the opening candle to close and then traded. You guys have picked up 2 mathematically perfect delta trades at 305 for 300 targets. All right, so you guys should be sitting at around about 10 points per contract, which is double the session KPI. So you guys are looking pretty good at this stage. Now, Nazi, guys, we'll just wait for Europe to get an attitude. It looks like it's about to get a mini attitude. It's not super angry, but it should be good fun. I'm looking for a 4-point turning bar short here. I was looking for a 4-point turning bar. I'm looking for a reason to go short, guys, on NASDAQ. At this stage, I can't short the NASDAQ back into a pivot, and I can't short the NASDAQ with the S&P into a pivot. So I think at this stage, guys, we can't short Institutional traders can't short, even though some are clearly trying, which is not very smart. So I would suggest we're going to go a bit higher. We're probably going to go a bit higher on the NASDAQ before we pick up shorts. So anyone who's gone short on FDAX, guys, at 305, you've gone way beyond your target, please. All right, way beyond your target. So it's only worth about, again, as a 2-contract trader, guys, it's worth around $250. You've done that twice, guys, which is not too bad. I've picked up the first one, guys, but I got ATMs, but I'm still going okay. I'm a fraction under my lower KPI at this point in time, guys. So we'll just keep our powder dry until we get very sexy trades today, because these markets have no idea what they're doing. This buyer push up, guys, failure at the Fibonacci. Someone may consider taking the Delta short again at 305. Just promise me, please, guys, if you're going to go short at 305, your first target is at 300. Right, so if you're going to go short at 305, your first target is 300. This will be the third time we've traded the Delta. So we won't be trading at a fourth time, guys, unless we start getting higher highs, right? Which we don't have yet. This is looking ominous for a reversal here, guys, on the NASDAQ. Right, just let them go, guys. If the FTX, if we get a higher high on FTX, absolutely brilliant. Right, that we use the higher high, guys. That's a classic Cody move. So thank you, Cody. We use the higher high to fuel the Delta the second time round. So if you love the idea, guys, of let the buyers push up, fail very badly, and then pick up your sell signals. Look at this. It's trading off the 161.8 again. All right, that Delta is tradable. Guys, 305 is tradable on FDAX. If you are a Delta trader on FDAX, you're looking for a 300 target. So 305 through to 300. All it's got to do is punch the bottom of that yellow box. That's all it's got to do. NASDAQ, I'm looking for 4-point turning bar short. Right, so we'll know that in around about 3 minutes. Okay, this looks a little bit newsy. Let's see what they're doing. So we're back to that 161.8 fib extension again, guys, on FDAX. Right, again, these guys are really twitchy. Look at this. We're twitching already. Now, what does that say to me? It's the 30-minute chart traders who are getting nervous. Right? It's the 30-minute chart traders who are getting nervous. Why are you getting nervous? Right, that's because, guys, on the 30-minute charts, we've hit extreme volume for NASDAQ and S&P 500 simultaneously. So it means that the buyers on the NASDAQ and the S&P, so for the buyers on S&P, if we get above the previous pivot with an efficient candle, we're looking really good. We're looking really good to the high side, or we're looking for a previous pivot reversal on the NASDAQ. Sorry, the S&P 500. Let me just watch this FDAX. What are you guys doing? We're approaching the last 90 seconds, so we're not going to take the 161.8 fib reversal again because we're starting to get too close to the sort of critical part of the candle. Our OSR, guys, just like yesterday, guys, the OSR is already set. Johnny Melville, well done. Okay, so let's just see, where's the, okay, so we've got an OSR down here. Now, what we've got to be careful of, guys, again, this is why we do our analysis. If we get anywhere near a buying candle, guys, on the FDAX, if we get anywhere near the OSR, we've got to be very, very careful about going short anywhere, right? So as we said before, we can't sell any of these shorts into pivots. We're not allowed to. It looks like these guys are setting up longs everywhere. If the S&P 500 closes over the previous pivot, right? So please don't go short inside the last 90 seconds. Okay, if we close efficient candles, guys, on both American markets simultaneously, we're looking for push, retrace, reject. Okay, so we're looking for, again, an efficient candle to close a very strong candle. Okay, I'm looking for the FDAX to potentially close. It would be better if it closes under its OSR. So that's the black line I've just drawn on the chart. That Fibonacci can now go. If we close over that black line for the FDAX traders, we cannot go short, right? We cannot go short. We can only go long, and then you guys are looking for pivot-based trades, understanding yesterday's high is the highest point the FDAX has ever been. All right, we're going to watch for the failure, guys, at the 150% daily extension, which is all the way up the top of the jar. Okay, for FDAX, we can't go long, guys. On FDAX, we can't go long. We can only go short. So again, as DAXI traders, we're going to be a little bit careful now. We need these guys to push through, create a higher high, which they've just done. We would then need a red diamond V2 delta short, please. So we're now going to hand it over to the indicators to tell us when the instos are trading. For the NASDAQ traders, you guys have picked up a valid long. Guys, there's no question about this. These Fibonacci's, guys, are valid on the NASDAQ, but the S&P does not agree, right? So what does it ultimately mean? If you are going to go long on NASDAQ, guys, the volatility is low, so you'd be looking for a 14 or 15 tick risk control point, which you guys are just about to move through now. So if anybody's long on the NASDAQ, guys, that black line is your risk control point. I would try and hold your long for a 20 and 50 tick target, please. So for those that are long, guys, you're going for a 20 tick first target, a 20 tick first target, which you've now gone through. So you guys are going to control your risk on your 50 tick target to make sure you can't lose any money on the trade. Guys, for those going for a longer target, your target's up here. Okay, so NASDAQ traders, you're going long for 20s and 50s. You've cut all of your risk off, please. Guys, you've cut all your risk off on your 50 tick target. So you guys can't lose any money on this NASDAQ trade under any circumstances, please. Right now, some of you are saying, Lockie, we've got a 76 fib on the NASDAQ. Why did we trade through it? It's because the S&P 500 fib wins today because the volume on the S&P is more than the NASDAQ, right? So that's why I'm trading off the S&P fibs, not the NASDAQ fibs. If anybody's long for a 50 tick target, guys, your target is literally 797.50. You guys have gone around 45 ticks towards a 50 tick target. So please lock in some profit. Guys, please lock in some profit on your trade. Those that are a little bit ambitious on NASDAQ, guys, a little bit ambitious on NASDAQ, you're going to go for yesterday's high. That 50 tick target is about to get absolutely belted. Come on, boom. There goes the 50 tick target, completely smashed. All right, where's the NASDAQ going? Anyone who's long, Steve, I know you're long with very, very long range targets. There you go, guys. 280 ticks times 2 contracts. So that's a bloody huge trade. Well done. FDAX, notice no red deltas short, guys. Ironically, the black diamonds long are valid for the black diamond traders. Yeah, awesome trade, mate. Awesome trade. Now, for those that are long on NASDAQ, guys, for those that are long on NASDAQ, okay, there's our 100% extension. That's the risk control point. And again, some of you know what you're doing. Some of you know what you're doing. So again, I would recommend, guys, if we start tickling that 100 extension, probably lock in at least 50 ticks. Guys, lock in at least 50 ticks with your trailing stop. You've got no risk on this trade whatsoever. Guys, and we're approaching the last 90 seconds of the candle, so we're not going to take a new trade. Guys, what we are going to do is we're going to assess, guys, what this daily high means. All right, so let me go and assess this really, really quickly. The daily high means nothing. The daily high means nothing. All right, so for the S&P 500 traders, guys, your efficient CORPC bar and that black diamond delta is also valid. If you have gone long, well done. That delta is valid if you've gone long. The NASDAQ traders, we're not going to go long again. FDAX traders, we're just going to stay out of the market at this stage until we see what they do with their OSR. Note, please, that the FESX may be about to close outside its OSR. If that occurs, guys, the NASDAQ traders who are long are going to stay long, please. This is how we use the European market to milk the crap out of NASDAQ. All right, now that's a technical trading term. Note the very, very efficient candle here, guys, into the OSR. What has the NASDAQ done? It's produced an identical signal, and that's where you guys have actually let it run. So I'd suggest, guys, at this stage for the NASDAQ traders, all right, we're not going to reverse off these Fibonacci extensions. All right, what we're looking for is a push up to the R1. Guys, note that the S&P and the NASDAQ are going to get to the R1 at the same time. Guys, so if we get to the R1 at the same time, we're looking for R1 base reversals. Eddie, you're long. Well done, buddy. That's fantastic. All right, so you want to be long, guys. You want to be long for the really experienced traders, guys. You want to tuck a target just underneath that 133 fib extension. So, guys, a target of 817.50 would be brilliant. What you're also going to do is, because you've got to the risk control point, right, you must lock in profit, please. I personally, if I was long on this, guys, I'd lock in at least 50 ticks worth of profit. At least 50 ticks. All right, FDAX, we want a delta V2, please, not a V1. All right, that's a V1 delta. We want a V2 delta. Guys, you guys have got to be careful, please, of the 50 fib of the micro trend. So Fibonacci up. Yeah, Fibonacci up to catch them on the way down. MJ, you got a 141. Well done, mate. Well done. So, guys, you can see I said as we came in, the market reversed yesterday off the 150 daily fib. I see this little blue line here. That's the 141. That's an incredible spot for these guys to reverse. The reason it's incredible, guys, is because they honored the 150 extension yesterday perfectly. Now they're honoring the 141.4. So as I say, guys, the buyers are running out of steam.
As yesterday, Lockie.
What's that, mate?
It failed there yesterday as well. Exact same.
Oh, thank you, mate.
Exact same time.
Okay. Good. Thank you, Cody. Now let me grab Damsey's microphone. I forgot Damsey's microphone. Andy, I'm going to grab your microphone as well. As I normally grab all the microphones at the start. Got a little bit excited coming into the session. Was expecting it to be very quiet, and then it just took off. So where's Damsey? Where's Damsey? Okay. Damsey, guys, looks like he's finished trading already. You might have actually run already. Midnight DJ voice, exactly. So, guys, anyone that's long on NASDAQ, so we've got an efficient CORPC bar with step and trend. For those that don't know, guys, this little strength rating underneath the candle tells us what to do. Anything 1 or 2 is amazing, and 8 is beyond amazing. That's literally ridiculous. So again, what does it mean? You'll get a very, very tiny seller retrace before a rejection, and off we go, which is the push, retrace, reject principle that we were talking about earlier in the session. Guys, we've gone long because the S&P Fibonacci wins over the NASDAQ because the S&P volume is higher. Guys, at this point in time, that Fibonacci is completely useless. We're going to have to drop to a 4-hour fib, which is already on the screen. Wow. That's the guys, that's the weekly Fibonacci that's causing the NASDAQ. Oopsie, hang on. Where are my arrows going? Down here. That's the weekly fib, guys, that I've got on my chart that's causing these guys absolute dilemmas. All right, we can get rid of that daily fib. We don't need that. So at this stage, guys, we're looking for dual chart reversals on both American markets simultaneously. I need the NASDAQ, guys. I need the NASDAQ to go short. I need the NASDAQ to get under that pivot. Now, if you are long for long range targets, guys, you may have picked up this efficient candle here. If you miss the efficient candle, you may have gone for the Black Diamond Delta. Even the Black Diamond Delta, guys, has gone way over 20s and 50s, all right? So no excuse for those people that are still holding risk on these trades, all right? So no excuse. FDAX, guys, we're about to get a 4-point turning bar short, which is a very, very powerful reversal signal. All right, so what we're looking for the FDAX traders, we've got FESX 4-point turning bar short. Both European markets, guys, are closing back inside their OSR. This is a very big sign that the NASDAQ buying is finished for the NASDAQ traders who are long. You guys can manage that trade as you would like. We are very close to a 4-point turning bar. So what we're going to do, guys, on FDAX, you will get a 4-point turning bar. Again, we're still, volatility is low. Right? So you're still using short range risk control, long range targets, or short range risk control, short range targets. This is a 4-point turning bar short, guys. You need the buyers to show before you sell. You're looking to sell at 310. Guys, the only exception to that for the FDAX traders. If we do get a buy back up towards the black line, guys, then we're going to trade this green -3 rated candle as a reversal short. So if these buyers can push the market up, okay, if these buyers can push the market up on NASDAQ, okay, and we can get above, guys, above 323, well above 323, we're looking to short at 323. Now, let me just watch this little NASDAQ here, guys. Okay, NASDAQ is closed below the pivot. All right, so I tell you what we can do with NASDAQ, guys, at this stage. All right, so we're going to use exactly the same principle again, a push, retrace, reject. If I get a structured retrace, guys, if I get a structured retrace, which is what we're currently looking for, which will be a Fibonacci structured retrace, and a structured rejection, which means these buyers push up to a key Fibonacci level and get absolutely annihilated. We're going for that red diamond delta short, guys, a double 800.75. FDAX traders, if you waited for the buyers to retrace back up, guys, under 323, you've gone short at 323. Your first target is 318, please. All right, now you guys are at 317 already. So if anybody has traded this -3, guys, -3 rated static bar reversal short, you waited for the buyers to cruise up, you put your sell order on, you've smashed your first target. Well done, mate. Well done. Good. Now, at this stage for the NASI, guys, all eyes are on the NASI. Okay, all eyes are on the NASI. All right, so here we see the selling starting to come in now. Guys, let me just be careful about that retracement. Okay, if anyone is going to take that delta short on the NASDAQ, guys, so don't just push the short button where it is right now. We need it down here at 800.75. Your risk control point is here. Guys, so you're looking at about a 12-tick risk control point, right? That's where the 100% extension is off the turning candle. Now, at this point in time, no one on the NASDAQ has been filled down here. Okay, no one's been filled. We're looking for the S&P 500 to agree. If the NASDAQ retraces up around the 90%, guys, which is just here, then this reversal short is looking pretty dodgy at this stage. Now, FDAX traders who've gone short, guys, FDAX traders, if you've gone short, guys, at exactly that black line of 323, your first target was 18. You've gone through your first target and risk control point. To go short there again, guys, you need the buyers to push in, which they're currently doing. You need them to fail, and you don't want to enter in the last 90 seconds of the candle, right? So you guys have got 20 seconds now, 16 seconds for these buyers to get absolutely annihilated, or we're going to wait for the next candle. Now, that's if you trade static bar reversals short. You're only looking for a 5-point target. Why? Your volatility is in the 20s. This retracement on NASDAQ, guys, is too far, right? So therefore, we cannot go short on that delta, right? The bias is still too strong. So I'd suggest for those this is why, guys, push, retrace, reject is really important. So I'd suggest for the NASDAQ traders and the S&P traders, for the NASDAQ traders who are still long, we said you can put your target a smidge underneath that 133. You've just had that target taken out. Well done. If you bought your stop loss through to 50 ticks positive, guys, you still haven't been stopped out. You've just gone through about 110, 120 tick target, which is amazing. Our next trade, guys, on NASDAQ is going to be a short off this R1. Okay, that's probably what we're doing. Did anybody get the FDAX, guys? Anybody get the FDAX SBR short? right, at 323. Did anybody get that? Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, so that's all right. That's all right. So mathematically, guys, mathematically, and as per that -3 indicator, that SBR rating there, guys, that is mathematically stunning trade. Very, very likely, is very, very likely to go 1/4 of this number over here on the left-hand side. All right, so 1/4 PVI. Okay, MJ, perfect. All right, so again, if it moves quickly, that's okay. We will get more trades. All right, so we were expecting the market, guys, to be very quiet. I said to everyone, don't let me jinx us. As it turns out, it's quite noisy. All right, now, FX traders, everyone right across the board, we're not going short because the FESX is on the wrong side of its OSR. Okay, so what it means is you're not going to go short immediately. If the buyers push up and fail really obviously, and then we get red diamond deltas short, we're going to let the maths, we're going to let the indicators do all the work for us. Now, for the R1 reversal traders on NASDAQ, in a perfect world, guys, in a perfect world, we want the buyers to push well through the R1, guys, well through the R1, and then an entry is probably around about the 825 mark, gives it enough room. Now, at this stage, guys, we haven't touched the R1 yet. It's what we call a technical close. The S&P is still working up towards the R1, so it'd be really good if we get both of these American markets to fail at the R1. So if you are going to go short, guys, if you are going to go short, at this stage, the NASDAQ hasn't quite gone far enough, and the S&P still got some work to do. Now, the S&P has got a potential issue here with these, we got these 3 fibs in the way. Right, so how you would deal with this, guys, you get 2 little buyer pushes up on the NASDAQ, you hit that 161.8 fib extension, and you'd say, all right, that's where they normally fail. Volatility, guys, just under 80. So you're looking at about a 16 tick risk control point and first target. So 16 ticks is that. All right, so if you guys are short for a 20 tick target on NASDAQ, there's nothing wrong with that. You've just gone through 20s if you're short under the 161.8 because you called that as a technical touch or technical close under the R1. I don't think the buyers have finished yet. Guys, I don't think the buyers have finished yet. So if you are short, guys, at 825, please make sure you have no risk on your trade. All right? We haven't touched the R1 yet on the S&P 500. So these guys are selling off the 161.8 extension, which they are famous for doing. As I strongly suggest with the volatility sitting where it is, that you guys would be using a 16. That's why using a 16 tick risk control point. Okay, so in the next case there, guys, they've gone 16s. They then went through the 20 tick target, and now they've gone and done this. All right, so therefore, we've now got double R1s. Guys, both R1s are being touched. What I would love to do now, guys, what I would love to do now, let me look for a counter fib. Okay, there's a lower low just here. Steve, you're still long, mate. You're still long on your NASDAQ trade from all the way down the bottom of the jar, mate, which is absolutely brilliant. Mate, I trust you're still long or you might be out. No, you're out. Okay, well done, mate. It was a huge trade. So well done. Now, FX traders, we are looking for a red diamond delta short. All right. So we are looking for the indicators to do all the maths for us because it looks like the FESX is about to close back inside its OSR. As a lot of people would look at that as a head and shoulders reversal style pattern, which is trying to take shape. For the Nazi traders, we're still looking for exactly the same entry at 825. It's exactly the same entry at 825. You can sneak that up a little bit, guys, if you want. Maybe the 826, guys, 826. You certainly want to be putting a sell order underneath the R1, guys, and you want the sell order to be far enough away from the 50 fib of the micro trend, which is right there. So if the sellers do sell down and get caught at the Fibonacci, guys, you don't want to be running into that 50 fib. All right, now, interesting point. Let's look at where they're failing. 141.4 fib extension off the weekly chart. All right, so at this stage, FDAX traders, there's only one trade you're allowed to trade, which is a red diamond delta short. NASDAQ, guys, I'm going to move your risk control box up. Guys, the reason being is if you're going to enter the market, guys, at 826, right? If you're going to enter the market at 826, that is your risk control point. Now, all you need to do, guys, if you're going to enter short, guys, if these guys do decide to go short, in fact, we're about to get stuck on the wrong side of the R1. So guys, if you are short on NASDAQ, if you're about to put a short order on, can you take it off, please? You guys are on the wrong side of the R1 pivot to send the market short, right? You guys are on the wrong side of the pivot to send it short. The flip side of that, the S&P 500 traders, you've picked up an absolutely classic short off your R1. All right, so if you are an S&P 500 trader, guys, if that is you, guys, you're looking to be short as per the strategy, guys, at 993. Your first target and risk control point is 992. Okay, your volatility is literally cruising back down to around 12s. A red diamond delta, guys, red diamond delta on NASDAQ, again, is very tempting because it looks like the S&P is reversing. So for those that are short on S&P 500, guys, you've got an R1 reversal. There's your red diamond delta there, guys, on NASDAQ. Now, if you're going to go short on NASDAQ, guys, 20 tick first target, please. 20 tick first target, please. Now, again, I'll get to you guys in a second. That's your first red diamond just there. Let me give you a 20 tick box, which looks like this. Guys, there is your first target and risk control point. So those that on the NASDAQ waiting for a red diamond delta short, your permission to trade that is based on the S&P 500 pivot-based reversal. S&P 500 traders who are short at 993, your first target is 992, second is 991, and your third target, guys, is all the way down the bottom of the screen. Actually, your target is here. So it's not all the way down the bottom of the screen. The S&P 500 traders with experience, guys, your target is 595986. NASDAQ traders who are short on the deltas, you've got a red diamond delta short. If you've taken the first one, guys, that appeared as the sellers romped in, then you've gone around about 40 ticks to the downside. Guys, the lower delta is also tradable, but you're carrying risk on the trade. So if you have taken the lower delta already, guys, it's already gone through its 20 tick target and risk control point. All right, so again, if you are a delta trader, guys, you've already gone short. Guys, you've already gone short. You've already gone through your targets and risk control points. I would suggest the NASDAQ is probably going to go through a 20 tick target again. Come on, NASDAQ, go down. That's on 20 ticks now. All right, that's on 20 ticks now. Go a little bit further, please. If you're short, guys, if you're short on the NASDAQ, even on this delta, you've got no risk on the trade, please. All right, got no risk on the trade. If these guys want to tumble, brilliant. If they don't want to tumble, doesn't matter. All right, S&P 500, I would love the experienced traders. First target 92, second target 91. Your third target is down here at 86. I'd love to see a long range target on S&P. Now, did anybody get the delta short on NASDAQ as it came onto the chart? Did anybody get that? Okay, because if you have, so these deltas, guys, are not tradable now, right? Because they've already gone through their targets. They've already gone through their targets. These buying deltas coming back the other way, I would suggest that the NASDAQ is hypersensitive to not being under its R1. I'm waiting for the close. That's all right, mate. That's all right. That's all right. No. It's all good. It's all good. Now, guys, we're getting really jumpy. So you see the markets are jumping at the moment. That's because of news. Anna, you did get it. You're out for 20. Well done. That's beautiful. We are twitching. Guys, we are twitching. Now that means there's European-centric news coming out. Let me just grab my news for you. Let me just grab that. Let me just have a quick look at what these guys are up to. We are looking, guys, on the bigger charts, we're looking at reversals, long-range reversals short everywhere. Right? Long-range reversals short. Okay, just looking at what's going on, guys. So let me just say this must be geopolitical. Just looking. No, it's technical. Yeah, we are in the last 15 minutes, mate. Yes, so guys, this is actually not news, it's technical. All right, so what's actually occurring is the Nasdaq traders are arguing with the S&P 500 traders regarding whether the S&P 500 is going to close under its R1, right? So that's what's actually going on. Now, we are in the last 15 minutes, so for the FTX traders, we're going to now look for the turn of the hour trade. For the Nasdaq traders, guys, for those that are not aware, guys, this is an extreme volume candle. Now, for those that are aware, guys, good little lesson here. Can everybody see the extreme volume candle doesn't have a strength rating underneath it, right? That normally means the market is going to turn immediately after that candle and go back the other way, right? Now, if this had a strength rating, as if this candle had a strength rating underneath it, we wouldn't be as keen on the deltas because normally they take at least one candle to run out of steam before they reverse. Now, guys, that extreme volume algorithm right there is one of the first algorithms I wrote in early 2009, and it's still working. Now, even if you couldn't pick up these pink Fibonacci's because you had no idea where they were because you don't know Fibonacci, the market has just told you massive extreme volume. You guys are failing at key market levels, which happen to be Fibonacci, which is kind of exciting. That's kind of exciting. Now, some of you love double dipping on deltas. All right. So if you have waited for the candle to close and you've gone short on the top delta, I was just reminding everybody, please, you've now closed under the pivot. If you want to trade the higher delta, it's got the lowest risk. You're looking for a 20 tick first target, which is what it's currently doing at the moment. Okay, you're looking for a 20 tick first target. We are in the last 15 minutes, guys. I was too slow for the delta. Okay, man, that's okay. That's all right. So, guys, we are in the last 15 minutes. We've got to be very, very careful because the institutions will start positioning on the 60-minute charts, which is what they normally do at this time anyway. Guys, it's what they normally do. If you are in on the deltas, guys, at this stage, the buyers are not impressing anybody anywhere. So if you are in on the deltas, guys, then again, you're looking for a 20 tick first target and risk control point. Volatility is actually dropping. So that risk control point is now 16 ticks. Guys, 1-6. Okay, 1-6. So I'm going to say, guys, if you're short on the lower delta here, if you're short on the lowest delta, all right, that's a 20 tick box. So if you're short on the lower delta, your 16 tick risk control point's already triggered and your 20 tick target is out. Well done. If you traded the delta once we closed underneath the pivot, Have I got anybody, guys, that is short on the NASDAQ for long-range short targets? And do I have anybody short on the S&P 500 for the nominated long-range target of 5986? Right, so for the NASI, guys, we've had the opportunity to get the delta. Yes, well done, Giz. Nice work. We've had the delta, guys, first time through. You've also had a reset of the delta. Guys, we've also got the lower delta, which some of you may have also traded. If you've done that, guys, I just want to remind everybody, you've gone way beyond $100 first target, please. Now, guys, I do believe the S&P is going to go down at least another 12 ticks. Let's do some really fast maths for you here, guys. Really fast math. I believe these guys are going to, so the NASDAQ's going to keep selling, guys. Really, really fast maths. Okay, 21815 divided by 5989 equals times 12. The NASDAQ's going to go 43.7 ticks further. 43.7 from where it is right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Call it 40. Okay, 40 for easy maths. Guys, the NASDAQ is going to try and go down here. Right, so let's give them some loose change. If we are anywhere near that black line, guys, that's when the NASDAQ's probably going to run out of steam. So if you're short on the delta, guys, you're looking for a 20 and a 50. You're looking for 20, 21,800. Fancy that, juice. So guys, if you're short on the lower delta, you've gone through your 20 tick target, you've got nothing at risk on your long range target, please, like nothing at risk. I would be very surprised if the NASDAQ doesn't try and push to this little black line here. Oh, S&P, come on, man. You were helping me go short. Come on, if you go. There, guys, I'm sitting in profit myself, which is good fun. Okay, always good fun to run an LTR and also grab as much as you possibly can. As many of you appreciate, there's a fair bit going on here. So again, guys, NASDAQ, worst case scenario, you've gone through your 20 tick target and your risk control's been triggered positive. All right, so worst case scenario, these guys might not be ready to go to my black line, which is very annoying. Cole, you waiting for the second phase? Yeah, so guys, the turn of the hour trade at this stage, we are very close to the turn of the hour. Don't you go to my black line now. That would just be so rude. So rude. Again, guys, look at this. FESX OSR is playing havoc with the FDAX. Right? So at this stage, you guys have had some reasonable trades. Guys, you had so the FDAX traders, again, guys, the way I see it, you've had a double opportunity on that delta if that's what you trade. Right? We've had a static bar reversal opportunity here. That was only one trade. And then we've got caught, guys, we've got basically caught in the chafe because the FESX doesn't know what it's doing. Right? So that's basically we're stuck. But that's okay, guys. I'm profitable on FDAX today. I trust all the FDAX traders are profitable. In fact, Dan got the pre-market box. Dan got the pre-top reversal as well, guys. So for the slightly more advanced traders, some of you got the pre-top reversal as well. Okay, which is great. Another short to the R1. Klaus, exactly right, man. Exactly right. I am looking, guys, to the short to the R1. We might get a short off the R1. Remy, nice work, mate. A plus 50. It's nice to see some bigger hits coming through. I think, Klaus, we're going to go short again. This is the turn of the hour, though. This is where everybody gets very angry at each other and people make mistakes about putting new trades on. So don't put a new trade on now. What we're ultimately waiting, guys, turn of the hour trade for the FDAX. Guys, please be aware yesterday's high is the all-time high. That's the highest point on the FDAX. So guys, if the FDAX decides to push towards its all-time high, it might grab the S&P and run with it. For the S&P traders, guys, where are we at? There's your warning, guys. There's your warning. So this is the Widowmaker candle. So just be very, very careful. What we need, guys, as the S&P's just done, we need a higher high. In a perfect world, guys, in a perfect world, inside the new hour, which is 2 minutes and 30 seconds away, these buyers are going to push up, get caught on the R1, and they're going to set up the same reversal, guys, the same reversal off 993. Okay, now we are climactic. Wow, look at this. We are climactic on the S&P 15-minute chart. We're climactic on the 60-minute chart. So for the climactic reversal traders, you guys are getting ready. As for the climactic reversal traders, you're getting ready on all markets simultaneously for a reversal. Okay, all markets simultaneously. For the NASDAQ traders, guys, again, what I want is I want the S&P to stay under its R1. I then want the buyers to push through, fail at Fibonacci or the R1, and then we're going to try and pick up the highest delta possible. Now, again, you guys have got to let the buyers come through inside the new hour, please. Do not put an order on now. Otherwise, you probably find yourself on the wrong side of the market. Now, the market may try and make me look stupid today, guys, and that's okay. But we don't take a trade in the last 90 seconds of any candle, let alone the last candle of the hour. That would be generally just a little bit dangerous. These guys don't know what they're doing, So at this stage, guys, we're navigating very carefully today, as I promised we would do. It looks like we've picked up nothing but winning trades, which is always a good sign. The market is very, very, very difficult today. Don't you run without us, little NASDAQ, please. So guys, all eyes for the NASDAQ traders are actually on the S&P 500. So I'll watch the S&P, guys, and then I'll call you into the NASDAQ. I need the buyers to push up inside the new hour, right? The new hour does not start for 28 seconds. Now, if these guys just turn and plummet without us, guys, again, that's just bad luck. That's just the rule. The rule is we just don't want to get caught in the little fight at the end of the 60-minute candles. So 60-minute chart climactic reversal traders, you guys are looking for a short. As if we get buyers on the S&P 500, they get well above, guys, well above 92, then a short at 92 is looking really good. So let the buyers come in, please. Let's let the buyers come in. FDAX, that is the highest you have ever been. All right. So at this stage for the FDAX traders, if we get a V2 delta short down around the base of this large buying candle, right, then we would be looking for a short down here. Okay, NASDAQ, just let these buyers show. Guys, let the buyers show. S&P, to be really careful, guys, if you're looking for another reversal short off the R1, guys, we give them a little bit more space this time. So an order, guys, an order down around about the 92.50 mark would be reasonable. NASDAQ, you've just got your higher high. You want these buyers to push in, fail badly, and pick up that delta short at 821. Guys, if you're short at 821, you're looking at a 20 tick risk control point, please. Volatility is low, 16 tick risk control point, please. So I'm going to bring that up to around 16 tick mark. Guys, I'm targeting this delta on the left-hand side. FDAX, you're looking for a V2 delta short. My eyes are on the NASDAQ. I've got to move that down a little bit. So if I was short on the NASDAQ, guys, or short on the S&P, I would want, guys, to control my risk on NASDAQ at 16 ticks and go for a long-range target. Go down, you little so-and-so. Oh, off you go, please. Go, 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 go. All right, that's a counter Fibonacci issue. Guys, there's a counter Fib issue here on NASDAQ. S&P, sell down, please. So S&P traders are short at 92.5. First target is 91.5. NASDAQ, go and smash the box. All right, smash the box. This is what I mean by a counter Fib issue. All right, so you've got a micro trend hiding in here. All right, so Fibonacci goes up to catch them on the way down. I would suggest that NASDAQ delta is definitely going to go beyond the 16 tick mark. All right, so you're at 16s now, guys. You're at 16s now. So you'd start to reduce your risk. Your first target can be 20. Guys, your first target can be 20. FDAX, you're watching for a short. I took my eyes off the S&P 500, guys. All right, let me put this back to 20 ticks. So I want everyone that's short on the NASDAQ, guys, to go boom. 20 tick first target, please. 16 tick risk control point. 20 tick first target. Cut your risk off on the NASDAQ, guys, and we're going to try and go for at least 20s and 50s, please. S&P 500 traders, you guys are short at 92.5. Your first target is 91.5. You're at first targets now. FDAX, watch for a V2, please. Now, some of you, oh, look at this. There's the 150. Look. That's where we failed yesterday. Some of you may have gone short, guys, off the 150. If you have, you must control your risk at 5 points, all right? Your volatility on FDAX today is super low. Nazi traders who waited for the higher high, you've gone short. You've gone way beyond your 20-tick target. So everybody's made money. No one can lose money, please. No one can lose money. S&P, you've gone through your first target and risk control point only. So the S&P is not ready to reverse yet, guys. Jeff, nice work, mate. Well done. Well done. Okay. All right. So let me see what we've got going on here. So anyone that's gone short on the Delta, guys, well done. You've done very, very well. We're not going to go short again on the Delta, guys. We're in the last 90 seconds of the candle. The S&P 500 traders, all you did is pick up your order short at 92.5 and you got to your first target of 91.5, which is your risk control point. And then they basically went, we're not ready to sell yet. I think they're keeping an eye on the Europeans. I think they're keeping an eye on the Europeans. So for the NASDAQ traders today, guys, promise me, please, that you're using a 20-tick first target and risk control point or a 16-tick first target and risk control point. Or if you want, you can use a 20-tick target. This is a $100 target, and you've got that classic $80, guys, that classic $80 risk control, because these guys are not ready for long-range reversals yet because Europe is not ready to reverse. Now, if the Europe gets back underneath, guys, back underneath my black line, particularly the FESX bottom right-hand corner, that's when we're going to pick up really big reversals. Guys, until then, it's just tiny little bites of the cherry. I mean, that's all we've got. And for the American traders, right? So S&P has just gapped over the top of its R1, guys. So that means we cannot go short on the S&P 500 again. Guys, we also don't want to go short on the NASDAQ again. So we don't want to go short again. The reason being is the S&P 500 might try and build some buying above its R1, right? So this is why, guys, on these deltas here, these 20-tick risk control points or 16-tick risk control points are so important. If the NASDAQ decides it wants to turn and climb here, I don't think it will. But if it decides it wants to, you're looking at this going, thank God I've got a 20-tick first target. Now, no offense to God, of course, but thank God you've got a 20-tick first target, guys, or a 16-tick risk control 20-tick first target. Now, at this stage, guys, we've picked up these deltas potentially twice, and each time they've gone exactly where they're required to go. The market Europeans are not ready for massive reversals yet. They may come, guys. They may come now. They might come in an hour's time. We just don't know. Jeff, yeah, absolutely correct, mate. So for the Nazi traders, guys, this looks a lot like we're setting up really lovely R1 reversals. To jump into these reversals again on NASDAQ, guys, we need the S&P 500, right, to get well below its R1, right? At the moment, the sellers are kind of trying to sneak into the market. But one of the most important things about 5-minute chart trading is we won't know what these sellers are doing until that candle closes. And at this point in time, the sellers were looking very sexy. Now the buyers are like, yeah, it might have a crack. Typically, with the so the S&P is not supporting the NASDAQ, guys, and vice versa. Typically, the S&P is probably not going to win this R1 battle with the NASDAQ below. Okay, typically it won't win. Reversal, guys. I just missed a trade on FDAX. My apologies, guys. So if you're eyeing off, if you're waiting for the new high to be established, that V2 delta on FDAX, guys, if you can hold the risk, is valid for a 5-point target short only. The trade I've missed on FDAX, guys, you see that the market has cruised up here and failed, guys, at the 150% fib extension off the daily chart, which is exactly where it failed yesterday. We had that comment on there when we started the session. We could have waited for the buyers to push up, failed here and gone short underneath the 150, because the market today has shown you that's exactly what we're worried about. So because the market has given us that intelligence, it's given us that information, we could have actually snuck a trade on there and said, all right, I'm going to go short there for a 5-point target. Again, America at the moment, guys, is looking to Europe to say, are you guys reversing? At the moment, the sellers are thinking about reversing the FDAX. Guys, if we engage that delta there, so you've got that red diamond delta there, if we engage that delta, we're probably going to see an impulse of selling move in on Europe. That's if we can engage. Right, so you see there's a whole lot of institutional orders sitting there at 349. Now, if we engage those orders, we might see a bit of a volatility defined move. Now, at the moment, guys, we don't have a lot of volatility. So therefore, the move is probably not going to be pathetically amazing, but we are going to see a move. Okay, so if you are a delta trader, guys, your volume is low. There is no doubt about that. If you are a delta trader on FDAX, we are in the last 90 seconds. Guys, I've just looked at the clock. So guys, Tim's about to do a modification on our indicators for us, which is really exciting. So your little countdown timer here, guys, is going to change color when we get to the last 90 seconds of the candle, just to remind everybody globally that, again, if you're going to take a trade, just be a little bit careful in the last 90 seconds. Yeah, S&P's turning nicely because Europe's turning, man. So again, for the DAX traders, if you happen to be short, guys, at 349 because you missed the last 90 seconds, your first target is 344. Nice, your first target is 344. This will be a 4-point turning bar short, guys, on the FDAX. It may be a 4-point turning bar short on the FESX. NASDAQ, well, S&P at this stage, guys, we're going to close back under the R1. So for a new trade, guys, for a new trade right across the board, what I need, guys, if I was going to sell the NASDAQ again, guys, if I wanted to sell the NASDAQ again, guys, I would want to see the buyers push in. Guys, the buyers push in and get absolutely annihilated. Okay, just demolished. It's absolutely demolished. You see these buyers have gapped the NASDAQ up to the high side. Okay, they've gapped it up. This is looking like, guys, this is looking a little bit like the buyers have stuck their head up and it's just literally been knocked off. The S&P 500 traders, you're looking for your short again. Sorry, guys, a little bit late. 92.5 with a first target of 91.5. So first target of 91.5 if you are an S&P 500 trader trading off the 76 fibs. FDAX at this stage, if you have not taken that delta short, because you don't trade the last 90 seconds, as what you're looking for is the buyers to show inside the new candle and then come down and pick up that delta. Okay, again, so if you're looking at the FDAX going, guys, so the FDAX is just weird today. It's because of the OSR down here, guys, on the FDAX, right? So the FESX, that's what's causing the angst today. And guys, just like we did on the NASDAQ before, if we get a retracement, guys, if we get a retracement here on that turning candle, if we get anywhere near the 76 Fibonacci's, which they're kind of tinkering with at the moment, if we get anywhere near that and we get absolutely slammed, then the sell is looking pretty good. If the buyers push in here, guys, and they don't get slammed, the sell, again, the buyers are still too strong, right? So you just got to be just a little bit aware of that. Now, for our American-based traders, so guys, we've got no new selling. We've got no new selling on the NASDAQ yet until we get guidance from Europe as to what they're doing. Okay, so no new selling. We've got no new selling. The only assistance, guys, now let's not forget that Fibonacci's on. I'll get rid of that arrow. So the 50 fib of the micro trend, guys, one of the reasons we're not selling the NASDAQ is, again, the sell signal right here. Lovely signal, straight into Fibonacci, right? Straight into fibs. So we're not going to sell again on NASDAQ. What we're waiting on is ideally the buyers to absolutely give up the ghost. And so I'm just going to watch what they're doing here. And FDAX, guys, is cruising back towards the yesterday's high. Yesterday's high was the highest the FDAX has ever been. Okay, so yesterday's high for the FDAX traders has offered a double failure reversal. Guys, the 150% daily extension we've spoken about before has already offered the same reversal. Now, if you are going to go short, guys, off that 150% extension, because the market's proven it today, you're going to go short at 367. Guys, your first target or risk control point is 362, which you're touching at the moment. S&P 500 traders, guys, if you're short at 92.5, your first target and risk control point is 91.5. You're about to touch that now. FDAXs, guys, if you're short 4.21 NQGs, that would be amazing. If you're short, guys, off the 150% daily extension on FDAX, we've spoken about this before, you're through your target. At this stage, guys, this delta, guys, there's too much risk on the delta to send you short. on a brand new trade because the retracement's too heavy, right? Retracement's too heavy. As in the buyer retrace against the sellers is too heavy, like too successful, right? So we're not going to go short on this delta now. What we are going to do, guys, on NASDAQ. So once again, the 50 fib of the micro trend is literally holding up the NASDAQ. Right? So what we want is we want the S&P 500 to get below the 50 fib of its micro trend. This will fascinate you. So Fibonacci goes from there to there. So have a look. So first target, guys, on S&P 500 is 91.5. You guys have gone through 91.5. If the S&P 500 closes underneath that 50 fib, guys, or gaps under it, then the NASDAQ's going to come down. Okay, so let's just watch what's going on. All right, so S&P 500 is held below the 50 fib of the micro trend and gapped down. What is likely to occur is the buyers will move in a little bit. Guys, they should get whacked very early in the candle, right? If we are going to continue to go further, they should get whacked. If they don't get whacked, the sellers are not really confident about what they're doing. Now, at this stage, guys, the buyers are not impressing anyone anywhere in the world. FDAX, again, to give you guys another short underneath the 150 daily extension. Okay, underneath that 150 daily extension, we need a higher high. And so I need these guys to push up. Now, promise me, please, on FDAX, guys. The FDAX is like La Femme Nikita, like probably the most famous European sniper in the world. If you're going to go short, guys, underneath that one, underneath any of these Fibonacci's, you guys are using a 5-point first target and risk control to 125 US dollars, 125 euro. So if these guys push up and you're going to go short, guys, absolutely brilliant. The NASDAQ and S&P look very short at this point in time. Guys look very, very, very short. Let me just have a quick look at the larger charts. Okay. If the NASDAQ, guys, if the NASDAQ can get down to 812, if we can get down to 812, then we're going to see some selling coming into the market. This is a 15-minute chart reversal. Now, that'd be very interesting to find out. Where's the S&P's reversal? So those that were long very early on in the session, guys, you got on the right side of the market for a really good target. So Steve, massive well done, 90.5. 90.5. All right, let me borrow this line. This line. So if the S&P can sell down to 90.5, nice. If we get down to 90.5, we're going to find some selling. FDAX is you're waiting for a higher high. Again, the one, if you short off that 150 extension, it's already gone short once, given us a higher high, gone short again. Guys, this is the third time through to that 150% extension. Your volume on FDAX, guys, is also very low. Look at this. So I would suggest the FDAX traders, you might be finished for the day. Yes, you might be finished for the day. Now, again, for the S&P 500 traders, guys, if you went short at 92.5, your first target's 91.5. All right, and they've triggered your risk control, so we can't go short again at 91.5 until we get a higher high and a refailure. There's a refailure at the R1. All right, so I would suggest at this stage, that's a very strong candle short. So for the NASDAQ traders, I do believe we're going down, not up. Okay, I do believe we're going down, not up. This 50 fib, guys, I know it's just a tiny little Fibonacci in the game, but it is holding up the whole of the US market at this point in time. Well, Jeff, it never does, mate. So what's going to happen is if this little candle goes 1 minute and 20, if they close below this 50 fib, guys, then all of the buyers that created this wick here, that's actually almost a 4-point turning bar short, all of their stop losses are going to be sitting here, guys, and the NASDAQ is going to cruise down, guys, quite happily, potentially, to these 76 fibs down here. Now, it needs the S&P 500 to operate in cahoots with it as well. The buyers, guys, 45 seconds to go till we make a decision on the personality of the candle, which is really important. Really important. At this point in time, we can't go short on the NASDAQ. No one else can go short on the NASDAQ if they know what they're doing. If this candle gets pushed down underneath this little 50 fib, guys, I know it's only a little 50, but if we get pushed under at the close, or we get pushed under that very early in the new candle, you're probably going to find all of the stop losses sitting here are going to get demolished, and all those stop losses are sell orders. 20 times 230. Well done, mate. Craig, good. Well done, mate. If you've gone short off the R1, perfect, mate. Well done. Okay, good. All right, so here we go. Now, again, FDAX traders, you've got a match high. Just promise me, guys, if you're going short under the 150, your short's at 67, your first target 62. Right now, you can do what you want, but that's what I would suggest that you do. Now, NASDAQ. Let's have a look, guys. S&P 500. Again, if I've got any S&P 500 traders who are still short, then again, your long range target is down here. Nice for the S&P traders. For the NASDAQ traders, we haven't gone short again, guys. We haven't gone short again. The NASDAQ is highly likely to come down to this 100% extension. Right? So if for some reason you have gone, you may have gone short under the R1 inside the new hour. If you've done that, we need the S&P 500 to get down here around at 76 Fibonacci's. Right? So literally around these 76 fibs. That's going to drag the NASDAQ down to its 76 fibs and potentially this 100% extension off the 60-minute chart. Whereas if we pressure the 100, so again, for those that are short, if we pressure this 100 and start getting below it, guys, then we're going to fall a little bit further. Okay, but we've got to get below it. Right, so you see these 76 fibs just here. Since you see the pressure coming off the S&P, look, the moment they touch these 76 fibs, which is a really, really good target for those that are short. Let's look at the response. The response is massive. Now, for the FDAX traders, again, guys, we are now looking for higher highs. At this stage, that's the highest the FDAX has ever been. I've said that quite a few times, guys, in the TTP sessions. The next trade for the FDAX traders is an R1 reversal short. So the next trade is an R1 reversal short. The 76 fibs have proved to be very, very, very strong for the NASDAQ. S&P, guys, the NASDAQ, obviously, the S&P's in charge. So these guys have sold down to the 76s, and that's where the buying's come from. Remy, you've done a 50 off the R1 again. Okay, well done. FDAX traders, your next trade is an R1 reversal only, please. R1 reversal only. And your volume, guys, has got a lift, right? Your volume is very, very, very low. Very low. That means I'm kind of not buying the buying, guys. You're kind of not buying the buying. I'd suggest that eventually tonight this European news will come out and it won't be very positive and will probably sell down. As much like the Australian GDP numbers came out, they were absolutely shocking for anybody in Australia. Your gross domestic product figures were bad. There's no way of sugarcoating bad GDP. Right? So the government is spending too much money on the wrong stuff. Very frustrating, right? If you're an Aussie, your government at the moment is spending money on the wrong stuff. But anyway, we won't get into that. The Japanese bond sales are a disaster. So the Japanese government is also spending money on the wrong stuff. You guys will be able to do some research on what they're spending the money on, and you'll work out pretty quickly it's the wrong stuff. So when your economies grind to a halt, guys, you've got to stop spending money on dumb things and start spending money on your economy. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. Now, at this stage, guys, no new trades, please. All right, so we've got no new trades. if the S&P 500 closes over the R1, guys, if it closes over the R1 and the NASDAQ closes over the R1, as we are going to see some buying. This could be the first time both of them have climbed on the wrong side of the R1. So again, we don't know. It's just a waiting game at this point in time. We don't know what they're going to do. Okay, for the NASDAQ traders, again, we've picked up these deltas a number of times, then we shied away from the market. What to me, guys, the biggest lesson today is you must have a tight risk control point. That's just, I do believe we've navigated pretty carefully today, guys. We've done pretty well, and I think that's good. Now at this stage. Oh, MJ, that's amazing if that's the case. Fred, hello, mate. How are you? You got a 20 and a 50 triple failure reversal off the 50. Well done, mate. That's a brilliant trade. So for our S&P traders at this point in time, guys, this is the third time we're looking at taking exactly the same trade. For the NASDAQ, guys, the only trade I would suggest is smart. We are literally 5 minutes before the end of the session. Guys, if we got an incredible, so same trade again, guys, on S&P, 92.5, 91.5. Wow, guys, NASDAQ, your issue with another short on NASDAQ, guys, your issue with another short is going to be the 50 fib of the micro trend. All right, so the Fibonacci runs from there to there. S&P, we're going to face the same micro trend issue. Right, so again, we're right at the end of the session. FDAX, I guarantee your volume is too low. So FDAX, you are done. You are done. Suzanne, we've done okay today. We've done okay. That one. So at this stage, guys, I'm just looking at what's going on. FDAX, you have been battling between the weeds all day, guys. The moment we closed over the OSR, it's been nothing but struggle street on the Europeans, but we've had 3 or 4 winning trades. That's gone okay. For the NASDAQ, guys, the lesson of the day is control your risk quickly, let your profit run. At this stage, if we get a sell on NASDAQ, guys, the 50 fib of the micro trend is right here. And I don't have a higher high on the S&P 500 yet to fuel that reversal short. So a higher high, guys, on S&P, we can look for a short at 93 versus 92.5. I'm looking for the higher high on S&P to try and fuel a NASDAQ short. FDAX, I think you guys are done for the day. I think you guys are done for the day. You guys have done okay, guys. I've done okay. Pick up the first trade. That went quite well. So again, I'm positive for the session. Come on, S&P, give us a higher high, which will be the end of the NASDAQ. But we don't have that yet. So what's happening, guys, on NASDAQ is your 50 fib is slowly moving higher and higher and higher. Okay, there's my higher high on the S&P 500. Right, so now and only now would I be looking for an S&P 500 short. That Fibonacci is going to become obsolete at this stage. Well done, Keith. Good job. Good job. Good job. Jeff, I'm looking for a higher high and a short under the R1, but I want the S&P to agree. The reason I say that is we've now got the FESX above its R1. So the FESX is now saying, well, hey, I think we should be buying, not selling. I can't give you a new trade on the FDAX because we can't go short on the DAX because the FESX is on the wrong side of a pivot. And now the FDAX has just pushed its all-time high. Jeff, at this point in time, we are starting to get these guys to, for example, if the S&P closes over the R1, the NASDAQ is going to just keep going and going and going until it runs into a pivot. So that's why we've got to trade these top markets, guys. So the top charts in cahoots with the bottom charts. Otherwise, we get on the wrong side of the market. And at this stage, guys, again, I would suggest Arlen's probably going to come and grab us any second because we are almost out of time. Now, where's my little camera gone? It's here somewhere. So guys, with all that said, I believe we've navigated the markets really carefully today. We were expecting it to be very quiet. It's done exactly the opposite to that, which is always good fun. I can't find my camera. It's here somewhere. Oh, there you are. Oh, Arlen, you're back.
I'm here. What's up?
Oh, cool. So look, we've done okay today, Arlen. We've done S&P. S&P was really, really good at the start. NASDAQ, we picked up a beautiful buy signal off the top of this efficient candle. Again, that's a 50 tick box. So I said to everyone, please go for 20s and 50s or whatever you can get your hands on. We picked up this climactic reversal on that delta, and then we picked it up again. So we traded both of those deltas. Then we got nothing. FDAX, we got a couple of really good trades early on, and then it's just blah. But
I mean, it sounds like you were still busy, even though you said the markets are very quiet.
yeah. So, most important is we didn't get slapped in the face today. That's the
Exactly. No surprises, no random tweets from specific
random
people.
tweets from crazy people. So no, we didn't get slapped today. So look, guys, again, a big thank you to everybody. We've done really, really well. Very excited, Arlen, to chat about a US pre-market US Open capability. I'll just plant that seed for everybody, and
Maybe.
we'll rock and roll from there. How about that?
Yeah, guys, I'm excited. Let's have a look. People in the chat, I still see people in the chat here. If you're excited and you will attend US market opening, I want you to send an emoji right now. Any emoji. Just send an emoji right now in the chat. I'm waiting.
I don't know how to send an emoji.
Oh, Eddie is ready. Eddie is ready. But Eddie, we know he's ready. There we go. Okay, Klaus, there we go. Elizabeth, Roger. Amazing, guys. Cool. So we're working on it.
It looks like we need a US pre-market, US Open. Fred, Fred, are you in with us today, Fred? Fred's watching, so Fred's in. So there we go. So.
Okay, good. I'm happy to see that people are actually interested in that. So guys, we will work on that for you. So coming soon, and stay here for any announcements, right? Keep an eye out for that. And until then, I personally will see all of you guys next week on Thursday, but whoever is doing the live trading room with Lachlan, enjoy your session tomorrow, guys.
Brilliant. Thank you, Arlen. Thank you, TTP. Thank you, everybody. Well done. We had a good day. All right. So thank you. I'll see you soon.